Okay, let's continue with our lesson. So we're going to study how to solve quadratic equations using completing the square. If you remember on our lesson alpha, we studied solving by factoring and by quadratic formula. So you know that factoring is only used if the left side is factorable, but quadratic formula, you can use that by factorable or not factorable, and that's also the same with completing the square. Now if you study example A, page 471, that's very clear, that's step by step, it is explained there. So either you pause this video and study it. If you understand it, then there's no need to watch for this video. So I suggest that you read example A, page 471. Okay, so let's continue here. So I want to introduce first this method by studying these three trinomials here, and try to see, pause the video and see if you see uh, something that is common with these three. Okay, so I hope you notice that the last terms are all perfect squares, 25, 36, and 9. Okay, and then the middle number here is 2 times the square root of that. What's the square root of 25? Square root of 25 is 5, right? And times 2 is 10. Square root of 36 is 6, right? Times 2 is 12. Square root of 9 is 3. Times 2 is 6. It could be positive or negative. Okay, so when this happens, okay, so this one, you see the pattern. So here you could, another way of looking at it is you get half of this. 10 divided by 2 is 5, and you square it, it's 25. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Square 6 is 36. Negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. Square is 9. So let's see if you can, okay, if you can guess what should be the number here. If let's say this is, let's just say 14x, what should be this number here? It's always positive, right? Because you square it. Pause the video and think about it. Okay, so 14, half of 14 or divided by 2 is 7. So this should have been 7 times 7, 49. Okay, and this type of trinomial, and of course this is 1. Okay, it's always 1. Okay, so these are what we call the perfect, because it's perfect square trinomial. Okay, when it is like this, it's a perfect square trinomial. Okay, let's try to factor. That will make you understand better why it's called a perfect square. So answer this, pause the video. So what are the factors? Okay, this is a simple trinomial, but it's a perfect square trinomial, and you will see. So that's x plus 5, x plus 5. This one will be, what number adds to 12 multiplies to 36? X plus 6, x plus 6, x minus 3, x minus 3 here, x plus 7, x plus 7. So there is a pattern here, you see. First of all, I hope you see that they are always the same. Okay, always the same. And it's always, this is always equal to either half of this or the square root of this. X plus 5. Half of this is 6, or square root is 6. Okay, so it's always the same. Study that one. Usually when you have factors like that, you can write it like this. X plus 5 times x plus 5 is x plus 5 square. plus 6 square, x minus 3 square, x plus 7 square.